moved Micha's sailboat Marlin to a new anchorage in the Los Roques that is called Cayo de los Viejos. It's basically just a tiny sandspit surrounded by pretty turquoise water in its famous kite surfing location in the Los Roques. So today was a super great kiting day. We all did really well. Manu did her turns, her tacks like crazy. She didn't even drop into the water. And they were going upwind like crazy, and Micha was doing really well. He started in front of the island and he tacked all the way to the other side of the island. I had my first day of being on the board with the door, the big board, and it was going really well. I was going from one side to the other and going upwind. I was really happy. And then I went out for a third session and I thought, yes, I'm going to try the tack as well. And look what happened if you want too much, go fast. So, yeah, I think I hit the ground or something. It was really shallow where I was. I'm not really sure what happened because I was kind of like not very with myself, but yeah, they gave me some painkillers and a beer, and it's getting better. I think tomorrow I'll be able to kite again. Tomorrow I want to do the turn. Yeah. Wow, I've got the professional physiotherapist here fixing my foot. So what happened is that the kite had lifted me up out of the water and into the air and then pulled me forward, which made me hit the water with my right foot first. And since the water was only 30 centimeters deep, the foot hit the ground pretty hard. Luckily, Manu is a physiotherapist and she made me a little bandage, but unfortunately still the foot that now looked like an inflated hot dog was totally on strike and refused to be used. We're off to a little water therapy for my foot, taking the snorkeling gear, and I'm trying not to put any pressure on my foot in the meantime, so I'm down in the dinghy. Here's my physio crew. Und ganz suave, ganz vorsichtig. André, das ist nicht lustig. I had a short call with an emergency surgeon over the satellite phone who told me that treatment is either in the first 12 hours after the accident, or you have to wait for at least a week or 10 days for the swelling to go down before you can do anything. And since I had no open wounds and Manu and André had still a full week of charter ahead that they had booked, I decided to wait for treatment until we get back to Curacao. We went out for a little snorkel trip along one of the pretty reefs just north of Francisci, and my foot felt surprisingly happy in the water. I even could freedive a couple of meters down with it. Probably it was a good idea not to put a flipper on the bad foot. And as Nikes is still on a boat and having her leg up in the air, waiting to feel better and
walk again, swim again, and of course kite again. I just borrowed her GoPro and walk a bit through this cute little village over here in Los Roques, which has really tiny cute little houses. So this is one of the main streets of the village of Los Roques, which is a really nice little village.
We're about to leave Francisci and we're going to a little place called Cayo Sardegna for some snorkeling and change of scenery.
Gut, wir machen jetzt Expedition-Segeln. Das heißt, wir machen I-Navigation. Wir haben nämlich keine Karten. Und da, wo wir jetzt hinfahren, gibt es keine Karten.
Kitschig, ne? Der totale Kitsch. Wie auf dem Reiseprospekt. Beschwerst du dich? Es ist zu schön. Viel zu schön. Für den letzten Abend echt jetzt. Bisschen übertrieben. Ein bisschen zu tief in die Schatzkiste getrieben.
We spent the last night in Los Roques in Cayo Sardegna, which is an even tinier sandspit than Cayo Los Viejos. The next morning we picked up anchor to sail back towards Curacao, and luckily the trip back was downwind, which made it a lot easier for me to move around on the boat with only one leg. We just picked up anchor in Cayo Sardegna and we lifted the main sail and we're sailing towards Curacao. We're on our way back, unfortunately. The 2-week charter on Marlin is nearly already over, and we're still in the second reef on the main because that's how we always take up the main. But most likely we're going to take the reef out in a little bit. But seriously, we're doing 6.7 knots, sailing happily downwind. We just set the preventers up and Marlin is loving it. My foot is still quite big, but I had the first night without painkillers and lifted the medication a little bit, so I'm just on slight painkillers now and looking forward to seeing a doctor in Curacao and maybe get an x-ray or something. And apart from that, everything's super great. The sun is shining. We're still under protection of Los Roques, so the sea state is going to pick up a little bit when we get out, but not much, I think. Yeah, everything's so good. Everything's good so far. Hopefully we're going to catch a fish because we're running a little low on provisioning. We arrived this morning in small Curacao, just with the rising sun. We had a little anchor beer, went back to sleep, and then we did a little snorkel, and Micha tried to do some kiting, but the wind was pretty low, and now we're just on our last leg, about 12 miles from small Curacao to Curacao, and then the trip is over. But Marlin is pacing. I think we're doing 8 point something, 7.7, but we did 8.2 earlier on, and we're just gonna overtake a catamaran right now. So, last minute race. I think we're gonna win it. Everybody's a little sad that the trip is over, but we're all looking forward to some sundowners at the pub. Yay!
Ah, André, bist du auch traurig?
Ganz so traurig.
Musst du wieder nach Hause?
Ja, alle Spaß machen sind auch alle.
Kein Bier mehr, kein Knoblauch.
Genau, Bier und Knoblauch sind auch.
Keine Zwiebel.
Schokolade ist aus.
Schokolade ist auch aus?
Ja.
Wirklich?
Oder?
Ja.
Boah!
Chips sind aus, Schokolade ist aus, Bier ist
Oh
aus.
weia.
Hatten wir eben. Yay! Yay! Wow! I couldn't put any pressure on my foot, but I was surprised how well I could still move around on one leg. And having handrails and stuff to hold on to everywhere on a boat surely was a great help. And I'm starting to wonder how I will be able to move once I get to land. After running around on one leg for about a week after my accident, I finally got to see a doctor in a hospital in Curacao who took an x-ray of my foot. Well, I definitely won't be back on a kiteboard anytime soon. My heel bone got smashed into various tiny pieces, and apparently it is one of the most severe breaks that one can get. And on top of that, it's a fairly rare fracture, and therefore I need to fly home to get some surgery in a hospital that's specialized in those type of fractures. Recovery time, 1 to 2 years. Guess who won the lottery? Well, but at least the leg is still attached and nothing more severe happened, which is good news, right?
Bye.
Ist eng da hinten oder was?
Nein, oder?
We're off to the airport! Little trip is over. Last day's running around like crazy to the hospital, getting a cast.
That's a 20 months.
KLM was being super kind. They gave me an extra seat next to me so I can put my leg up, so that's fantastic. Well, time to fly home and get that Hinkebein fixed. But more about that, probably not anytime soon.